Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. This is episode 18 of the NgoVo Convo One Piece review podcast episode where two stupids make a hype.
Hype.
This is hype.
This is hype.
This is hype.
This is the
This is
entire
where-
reason why I started. Well, part.
This is where I've wanted Harrison to be for a while. We're here. I'm one of your hosts, Veronica Vo. I'm joined by Harrison No. He's to my left. I'm to his right. Hey. If you're new here, we both just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. Less on the comics right now, more on the anime manga, but
Yo, chill.
but we're just trying to clean up Harrison's One Piece backlog slowly and surely we are.
It's happening.
It's happening. Because some would say it's two people conversing.
Like NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. It's about right over there.
Wow. Just explosions.
Explosions.
You can watch every episode on YouTube or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about Marineford arc. I have been waiting for Harrison to be here. Reading wise, it's chapters 550 to 580. So read those chapters.
The anime is 457 to 489.
He has said it. He has not watched it yet, I don't think. So, if you are watching Harrison read through each arc, if you know what's going on, unless you're reading it with us, unless you're watching it with us, we don't go into no spoilers. We just go right into this stuff. So, in the previous arc was Impel Down. Obviously, Luffy's intentions were to rescue Ace right there and then. That did not happen. Timing-wise, it just didn't work out because they actually upped Ace's execution time. So he's supposed to be executed early.
Yeah.
As this arc is starting, Marineford. Which is crazy because this saga is called Summit War Saga, and I didn't want to say what the saga name was until we got here.
Yeah.
Because Harrison was like, what saga are we in? So I can just kind of put in the title, and I was like, no need. Don't talk about the saga name yet.
But I did. I think I already did, but I forgot
I think
what
you
it
already
was
did,
called.
but you forgot what it was, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah. A lot of stuff happened here. A lot.
So much action.
So much. Basically, Sengoku revealed to everyone that Ace's dad is Roger.
Which
Goldie
is not
Roger.
what I expected. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the old theory, and I actually flipped it. At the time, I thought Luffy was gonna be like Goldie Roger's son or something.
Yeah.
But then not the
you
case.
thought that was the connection.
I thought that was the connection, but then he was dragons. I was like, okay, cool. Well, then is Ace also Dragon's kid? That doesn't make sense. And because they kept saying brother, right?
Yeah.
Then they revealed no, not the case.
Not the case at all.
But I was like, oh, so that's why. Because I kept reading. I was like, why are they so intent on killing Ace? This doesn't make sense. I don't.
Yeah.
And then even my wife was like, yeah, there's a reason.
Keep reading.
Yeah, she's like, keep reading. And then I was like, and then once I saw the review, I literally stopped and I looked at her. I was like, that's why they gave a shit.
Oh yeah. So that was right off the bat, the start of Marineford.
Yeah. And
Whitebeard comes rolling in. Navy's just how is he coming in? Where is he coming from? Basically, what angle is he at? But yeah, it was really cool that Whitebeard came underneath.
Because they were they had everyone stationed around Marineford, and everyone's just ready to protect. And all of a sudden, Whitebeard's just like, lol.
Hey there.
Hello.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Reading that, and that panel shot was really cool. And his power, Whitebeard's power, the way it's like the tremor.
Yeah, tremor.
Devil fruit. And I don't know if you could visually see what he was doing in the manga.
I had to ask for clarification.
Okay.
Because when you see it in the manga, he's hitting the wall.
The wall.
Or just hitting air. He's hitting air, but it's cracking, right?
Yeah, it's cracking.
So I had to ask my wife. I'm like, is that like she had to clarify.
Yeah. It's basically like a super OP fruit, and he basically slices this island and like water. It's just like you see firsthand why Whitebeard's like up there as a pirate.
Which I was like, he's old right now, so in his prime, he's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you were probably thinking about his prime years, like where he was like
they're wreaking havoc.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, it was Whitebeard versus Roger, basically. That was revealed. So yeah, and obviously admirals. You saw all three together
because they were right. Yeah, because the 7 warlords or the warlords were like at one level, and then the admirals were like below Ace, and
then Sengoku's is right top. Next to top. Yeah, like as a fleet admiral. Yeah.
Like
and navies, they had a plan, obviously. What do you think about seeing all three admirals? You saw their faces. You've seen them now.
Or admirals, three? Or do you mean the? Just making sure. You mean the? Who's the ones? Who are the ones below the admirals? I'm getting confused now.
Vice admirals.
Okay. Just want to make sure because that's where Garp is.
That's where Garp is.
That's where Garp chose to be.
Yes.
Mind you.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we've already saw Kizaru, we saw Aokiji, Aikanu.
Yeah, Aikanu.
We saw him in the flashback, but not like fully.
Yeah. And I don't know, you might not catch this yet because you haven't seen them animated, but they're each different types of justice.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Navy, they obviously wear this cape, right? This is justice.
It says justice, yeah.
But each of the admirals, you're going to start noticing that their version of justice really matches up with how they like think about things.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Aokaiji's like a great example of like a guy that just wants to be chill. He's just a chill guy. Like,
I mean, ice powers, I believe he'd be chill.
No pun intended. He's just like this chill guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aokiji, he actually stopped Whitebeard's splitting everything in half, and he just like iced over the whole thing. And you get to see him being overpowered as well.
Yep.
It's just so funny because at this point Luffy's in, right? He's in this like going towards the Navy headquarters, and as they were going towards there, Aokiji's powers iced over everything, so now they're at the top of this like wave. And I don't know about you, but rereading this and like you catching up, it's just so Luffy to be like, let's break it.
Let's break it. Let's go to... You see everyone like going through. It's just so funny. I need to see this.
No, but you need to see animated.
This is the part where I sat there as I was reading. I was like, I have to watch now. Like straight up, I have to watch now.
So you just have to straight up watch. Yeah. Luffy is just so Luffy. And Buggy's like, are you out of your mind? We're at the top of this wave that's iced over. How are we going to break this?
Buggy's still going through all this because he's like, yes, I'm going to kill Whitebeard.
Yeah.
That's his thing. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh. crazy.
Because, I mean, Whitebeard's so strong. Obviously, you want to kill him.
Yeah. Make a name for yourself, you know?
Make a name for yourself. That's what Buggy wanted to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a god, Buggy.
As a new god.
As a new god. All his followers were like, yes, he's so strong. He's like...
he can do it.
He can do it. You just have to watch this animated, but when Luffy drops in, I think it surprises a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's like, what?
It's like from the sky, and Luffy's just like, coming to save you, Ace. And then Sengoku has this like vendetta against Garp's family, I think.
Yeah. Because he's like, another one, and Garp's just like, oops.
Garp's just like, that's my grandson. Like,
my grandson.
But yeah, Sengoku tells everyone that Luffy's dad is Dragon.
And everyone's like, what? Oh, yeah. When they revealed Ace's dad is Goldie Rogers, I like how Luffy also just acts it like not just like nonchalantly at the same time was to like, explain to the other guys we can save Dragon's other son. He's like, oh no, he's not my brother. He's Goldie Rogers' son though.
Yeah.
And then
he's like, oops, wasn't supposed to say that.
My bad. I was like, oh no.
But I just love like the clarity that Luffy has. He's like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Or be like, oh, it's a secret. Like he just like trusts people around him so much and he's like slips. I don't think he like means to do it either. He just kind of just does it.
Yeah.
And then the Navy's just like, one kid's Roger's kid, another kid's Dragon's kid. Who are these kids?
They're like, these guys are insane.
These guys are crazy. But yeah, it's just like, did you like the interaction between Luffy and Whitebeard?
Dude, oh, that is insane. Like, mad respect. Okay, Whitebeard, fucking Bamf. Like, he's so cool. Like, the entire time I was like, he's so cool. He's so cool.
He's so big.
So massive.
He's a massive,
But he's just standing there, menacingly.
Yeah. And Luffy just, like, drops in. Saves him from Crocodile, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Crocodile's also trying to kill Whitebeard. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like Luffy yelling at Whitebeard being like, I'm going to be the king of pirates.
Yeah. And even Whitebeard's like, nice.
Whitebeard's like, really now?
Okay. I respect that.
But if you think back to the Amazon Lily arc, the grandma was like, you're going to be an ant in this war. Like, she was telling Luffy how he's going to be like an ant getting smushed, basically.
Yeah.
Did you feel like he was like an ant?
I think it's been that way. He's just like little, like this one dude that's like wrecking havoc against like this empire, essentially.
And the Navy and everything. And he's just a rookie.
Yeah.
He's literally just a rookie. Luffy. Oh, Luffy. There's just so much going on here that I'm just going to ask you, what's your favorite fight? What's the fight that just stood out the most to you?
Hold on. Give me a second. They all stood out. Give me 1 second. Because there's a lot of little things that were happening, right? Like,
yeah.
I think like Jinbei versus Moira was random.
Mm-hmm.
Ivankov?
Luffy versus Mihawk.
Mihawk at one point.
Marco versus Garp was the one that stood out to me the most.
I think Marco's stood out in that I didn't understand his powers too well, but then it made sense as the fight went on, right?
Oh yeah, his the Phoenix, he's like a Zonin type.
Yeah, Zonin. Yeah. He's another rare Zonin type.
Yes, very rare. Yes.
Oh, I think Garp. Okay, anything related to Garp was interesting because
Garp's conflicted.
Yeah, I think I was paying more attention to like how people are reacting. Because there's another thing. Ivankov fights Kuma.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like,
but they know each
but
other.
they know each other. And I was like,
Yes.
wait, what? And she's like, you don't attack a friend like that? I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
what? What's going on? I'm so confused.
But Kuma's not Kuma anymore.
Yeah, because at this point he has like, he's just robotic at this point, or
Yeah, he's
cyborg
robotic.
or android, more of anything.
Yeah, he's more like androidy. I need your take on Doflamingo, Don Quixote.
I've been paying attention to this man religiously.
Have you been paying attention? Have you been paying attention to him?
He's
what are your thoughts on this man?
He's just, he knows things and I don't know what's going on at the same time. He has like this thing. He's like, oh, the new world's happening, and I'm here. He's like a agent of chaos so far.
Oh yeah, most definitely. One of his lines in this arc was like, "Let's just let Luffy go and see what he does in the new world."
Yeah. Literally, he's just like, let's just see it happen, because literally F it.
Yeah. Did you, out of all the 7 warlords, did you feel like they were going against the Navy most of the time?
Yes, because Boa was like messing with people too, but then Don Flamingo.
So was Mihawk.
Mihawk as well.
Yeah.
Don Flamingo definitely did.
He was just playing.
He was just playing
just
around.
to play.
Because even he fought like Crocodile at one point, and he was like, but like literally just like, yo, bro, chill.
Oh yeah. And Mihawk, okay. How I like to explain Mihawk is that he has already gone through his pro tag story, and he's just here.
He's in retirement and just like.
He's in retirement. But like, did you notice in one panel, he sliced an entire iceberg?
Yes.
With ease.
Yeah. I was
with ease.
Oh, sorry. To answer your question, the more I think about it, I think I was interested in any fight that had the Whitebeard crew. Any of them, because I was just wild with like how strong they were. So it was actually kind of, well, it makes sense because they're under Whitebeard, right? But it was just like, they would go off, and they're trying to say, Ace as well. Yeah.
Basically, they are trying to get towards Ace, and Ace is in the middle right now, where all the Navy's at.
Yeah.
It's basically like levels again, and I hopefully you noticed it, but like Luffy, like he has to get through all these obstacles just to get to Ace.
Yeah.
All these obstacles. While that was going on, the Navy, they were actually broadcasting this to the world.
Yeah.
And but they had to cut it off. The news. It was just news.
Yeah, because then Son Goku was like, "Oh, cut it off here, and we'll just tell him, yeah, Ace died."
Yeah. Which hopefully you're kind of getting into the political stuff.
Yes.
I think you're starting to notice like the Navy, they aren't good.
Nope.
But pirates, they're not bad either.
Yeah, it's like the flip side. It's very interesting.
It's all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because we're following Luffy.
We're following Luffy, who's a pirate. But then when you see the normal reactions of like everyday people, they're like, yes, the Marines are going to save us, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Why? And then you just don't, Yeah.
And the perspective that Luffy's bad. Luffy's like a pirate. He's bad.
Because they're just claiming all these like birthrights. They're like, oh, Ace is evil because he's Goldie Roger's son. That's it.
Son. Yeah.
And that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done some piratey stuff too, but that's like the main reason they're going for it.
That's the main reason. Yeah. So yeah, they're like broadcasting this news. It's so funny that Buggy took the last like transporter snail and just someone broadcasted Buggy while they were talking about how Buggy's connection was to Shanks.
He's like, oh no.
Blood brothers.
He's like, oh no. I can't lay low anymore.
He was like, oh no, I'm blood brothers with Shanks and I was on the Rogers crew. And Sengoku was like, Buggy?
Buggy.
I just love the reaction that Buggy's like, was supposed to be like this joke of a character.
But he's becoming like the second coming.
He's becoming the second coming
he's
of
like the next
Jesus.
legend. He's becoming a legend. He's making legends happen, and it's so funny.
It really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think all these warlords obviously they were hired by the Navy. They were like, oh, you can have this title. You just have to fight your own kind. It just feels like they were fighting with the pirates most of the time.
More often than not. Yeah.
They're not. And Mihawk has this like great line when he was fighting Luffy, or trying to, before like Whitebeard's like swordsmen came in and just be like, oh, Mihawk was like, oh, this kid, like, wherever he goes, people follow. And I think that really, we were talking about a little bit in Impel Down, where like Luffy's just like, oh, his charm really gets everyone, he pulls everyone in. But Mihawk really like notices it. Yeah. I think that's where like Mihawk's like, this kid's something else.
I mean,
it's just, these fights were just so chaotic.
Yeah.
Everything was happening all at once just to try to get to Ace.
Yeah. And this is, I also just read through this like nonstop.
Like crazy.
This is also another part where like, I think I read till like 1 or 2 a.m. because it just.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't stop.
You were up.
I stayed, like me and my wife got back from dinner, I think. And we went to dinner a little bit early at the time on vacation. And that night, I was like, all right, I have to keep reading. She's like, oh, okay, cool. And so we were going to like, I was like, let me read for a little bit and we'll do some other stuff.
You just nonstop.
I kept going. I couldn't stop.
You couldn't stop. And obviously while all this is happening, we see Kobe again. Good old Kobe. Another glow up. My man's got another glow up.
Another one? Really?
It's a little bit.
Okay.
I think
guess
he looks a
one.
lot. Yeah, slight one.
From the last time? Okay.
His reaction to Luffy was just hilarious. He's also conflicted.
He is conflicted. He's one of the other ones that's not just that. He's like conflicted with what's going on as well, I think.
Yeah.
Not just Luffy,
it's a
but
war.
Like,
yeah. Like the where all the friends and families of like Navy officers where they live, they had to like evacuate the town.
Yeah.
The town's empty. And I think as we progress into moving towards getting closer to Ace, especially for Luffy, there's this like aura around Luffy that no one can like really pick up, right? Like they're like, why is this kid, like this kid's just a rookie.
Yeah.
And I think it's really well like drawn out in the anime, where like the point where Ace was about to get executed and Luffy's like, no. And he just like screams it out. No, yeah. And I think that just shows the hockey and like the play on where like how far Luffy can go. And I think Zenkoku was really like downplaying Luffy in this arc. He was like, this kid's like nothing. He's like a little like ant. But I think at that point, everyone was talking about his supreme hockey.
Yep.
And I think it was just crazy.
Everyone reacted.
All the admirals were like, no, not again.
And then like even like Whitebeard acknowledges it. He's like,
this kid's got this little runts who got it. He's like, I think he says brat a lot. He's like, this brat's got it.
And then Ace even was like, you too? Like,
yeah. Do you think like, what are your thoughts on this hockey?
I don't get it.
Do you have any idea?
I don't get it.
What's going on? Okay.
I think it's just like, so it's just like, to me at this point, it's just a new power system, and I'm trying to understand it, but I don't think, I'm also at the point I'm like, they'll explain it. I'll just let them explain it eventually. Yeah.
But you could kind of like, it looks invisible, right?
Yes.
Reading wise.
I'm sure in the anime it's depicted a bit better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like as, I think I said this 2 arcs ago, but as we progress in the anime, they depict it a lot better.
Okay, like specifically.
Like here like you can hear it and sort of see it, but like in like the later arcs.
This is the part when this is another reason why like even I'm like, okay, I gotta just watch the anime now.
You just gotta watch it, yeah.
I want to.
Aokiji, I feel like his reaction to Luffy's
his
hockey was just like, he was like, really? Another one?
He's like, God dang it.
And Garp's just sitting there. Garp's like, here we go again. Because Garp's now sitting next to Ace. and he's just like reflecting on life.
Because he's like, I wish you guys would actually just have become Marines like I wanted you to. Which it really shows like he was trying to protect them from like, because he's like, they're kids of like notorious people. So of course he just wants the best for them, right?
Yeah. So. But obviously that goes into a flashback though. Segue into the flashback when they were kids. Do you remember?
This is after. What are you talking about?
No, this is now, isn't it? Or is it after?
It's after.
Oh, I'm getting mixed up.
You are jumping.
Oh yeah, it is after.
For those of you that have noticed, I read past this part too because I was so curious.
He read everything. Okay, no flashback, no nothing.
Or if there was a flashback, it was very quick.
Yeah, because he was like reminiscing.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
You know what? If anything, he may have like thought about them as kids. But let us know in the comments because this was all a blur, and I remember the flashback was after this. So
I'm like, where was this flashback?
Right after.
It might be after, yeah. Garp versus Marco. Let's talk about that. Because Marco is technically supposed to be untouchable in a sense.
Marco? Okay.
Marco. But then Garp punches him. And there is a line where Zenkoku's like, I didn't tell you to fight. Like, Zenkoku's like, you don't have to fight. Like, I didn't give you orders to do this. It just goes to show the ranking doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, it totally doesn't matter. And Garp is just like a vice admiral, which is below admirals and Zenkoku. He's like a third level, basically, in the Navy. But everyone calls him a hero.
Yep.
He's a war hero.
And he actually turned down. It's crazy because he turned down going up to admiral because he doesn't get enough freedom. I think that's what it was. I remember I think that was maybe a flashback, but I remember that was like the craziest thing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, we keep going back to all this stuff. Let's focus on Whitebeard. This is the important thing, okay? You don't talk about Whitebeard.
I'm going to talk about Whitebeard in this.
I was like, that's the part I was more interested in.
Nope, Garp. We gotta go back to Garp. No, I'm just kidding.
No, let's
go to Whitebeard.
Yeah. No.
Whitebeard jumping off his boat and just going in.
Yes. He just does everything. He's just like doing it so nonchalantly, but like so badass. Like I was like, Dirk, this world.
Again, he actually splits this island again, the waters around him. And I think there was one panel where Luffy was just watching Whitebeard in awe. Yeah. Because I think he finally gets where he is in this like
he's like,
realm.
This guy's powerful. Wow.
Even when Whitebeard was stabbed, I think he was still so good.
Because like that's the crazy part is like the guy was like, I think there was a misunderstanding. Was that what it was? He thought Whitebeard. That was the other thing that was depicted. That was like broadcasted. They thought that Whitebeard was colluding with the Marines to save them, because even they were like, oh, they're saving everyone. Like they're
not hitting the Whitebeard guys, but like they're killing all the other ones.
They're killing every other pirate, but not the Whitebeard ones, because the other pirates came to join, right?
Yeah, they did.
So that was what was depicted, and that the one of the crewmen, I forgot the dude, but he was the one that stabbed him because he was like, oh, how could you do this? I trusted you, blah blah blah,
blah blah blah,
blah blah blah. Because he's like, because at the end of the day, Whitebeard's like, it's okay, I forgive you,
because you're my son.
Because you're my son. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, Whitebeard's just this insane pirate, and I think it really showcases the power difference between Luffy and Whitebeard.
Because it really is the Whitebeard era.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
They talk about eras a lot. They're like, new worlds coming, new pirates coming in.
Yeah,
like it's just a new age.
Because it's like,
I think that's what Doflamingo is really.
He's really like just fixated on.
Yeah, he's fixated on the new world, new era. But obviously the end goal was that Luffy. Now the end goal is that Luffy had to save Ace because that's the only way, right? I mean, whatever Whitebeard says goes. And did you ever notice that Whitebeard was slowly just like, Luffy's a crazy kid?
Yeah.
And he's like
slowly noticing like, this kid's kind of, oh, he's got it, but ooh.
he's a little wild. And I think Whitebeard's like, I like them crazy. Because, I mean, Ace is just as nuts as Luffy. Yeah. Obviously, Luffy gets there. But at what cost? He has to punch Garp.
Because Garp is, like, protecting now at this point.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have to get through me. And Luffy does.
Yeah. Did you think... I think you could see it. But did you think Garp didn't want to punish Luffy?
Yep. That was my thought.
Right?
Yeah, that was my thought. I was like, he didn't.
Because I think he was going in.
Because Garp allows him to knock him out. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was just intense just for Luffy to get to Ace. Yeah. And they obviously, out of all people to pretend to be a Marine guy, Mr. 3 comes in clutch. As the candle guy. He makes the key, and they break Ace out.
I didn't expect that to happen, honestly. I really was surprised.
I reread that, and I was like, wow, I totally forgot the key breaks.
The key breaks.
Because Luffy got that key from Boa.
Yeah, they shot the key, and it just...
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay. And then Mr. 3 is like, I got you. I was like, okay, shit.
Hey, Mr. 3 was trying to, like... He was thinking about his friend Bon Clay.
Yeah, he was.
Because he said at one point, he was like, I'm here to avenge a friend. Will you help me succeed in this?
Luffy's that was his dying. Yeah. Really quick, Sengoku reveals his fruit, right? Around this time?
Yeah, he does.
Is it just him turning into a Buddha?
A Buddha? Yeah.
And that's also a Zoan? At that point?
Yes. The anime showcases his like illusion a lot better.
Okay. Because in the manga I was like, is he okay, I'll go.
Well, here's my question to you. What color is Buddha on most of the statues?
Gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he turns.
Yeah, he turns. Yeah.
In the manga, you can't. I assumed.
You can't tell.
I assumed.
Yeah.
But I also couldn't tell that well. So.
Yeah.
That's why
gold.
they called him Buddha.
Buddha, yeah. Sengoku Buddha.
That's why.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I feel like the Navy, they're just not having the greatest day.
No, they're getting because Buggy we're jumping around because so much shit happens. But like at this point, the Navy has had like a lot of bad press, essentially bad press.
Yeah.
Because even the last part was like, it shows up, and it shows that they're. I think something was revealed at this point, something bad, or that they're just like having issues, something. It just looks.
I think the broadcasting was still having issues.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was turned back on at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Ace and Luffy fighting is great for the short amount of time that Ace was alive, because here's the part where I cry every time. Ace is my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife's favorite character. And I think you always make this joke, the donut joke. The joke how he's not alive anymore. And I need to know your thoughts as you're reading towards Ace's death.
So the hard part for me is that I knew about all this stuff, right?
Yeah, you did. You knew it was like
I knew it
open.
was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I think so. Everyone kept telling me that like once you get to that part, you're gonna be like surprised, you're gonna be sad, you're gonna be blah, blah. I was more upset with Akanu, or
yeah.
And that like I'm like, this guy's a dick. I hate this guy. This guy needs to get wrecked. Because I was like, I actually split second, I was like, oh yeah, Ace gets out. Yeah, they just got to leave and all that. And of course, like, Ikanu's just, he's the OG gaslighter.
No, he really is.
He's just the all he
girl
did is
boss
just, like,
gaslight.
He's just trying to get people like upset, and it's like, oh, now you're upset. Hit me, bro. Yeah. Like, he's just that kind of guy. So of course that gets Ace going because he's like, don't you dare talk shit about Whitebeard. And of course, like, then they like start doing something, and then he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then he's like gonna punch Luffy, but Luffy's already like tired and like
he's tired.
Downed.
He's So
of course Ace protects Luffy. And I was like,
I actually started sobbing again, even though I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
it's just so
think
sad.
Now I know what the context of why he's also included in the donut group, but
oh no, we don't talk about him like that. No, don't do Ace dirty like that.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. Need some respect. But yeah, I was like, dang, this is it. This is the moment.
This is the moment.
I've hit it, and this really sucks.
It's so sad.
It's really sad because
Luffy just got his brother back.
He just got it back, and they were literally ready to, like, they were getting off, like, and ready to go. And of course, he sacrifices, and then boom. That's
oh my gosh. I was so sad.
Vivier, I forgot how you call it. Vivier.
The VV card paper.
VV card.
It just like disappears.
That's so sad. And of course, like, Luffy's holding Ace in his arms, and he's like, oh, that.
But now Luffy's in this grieving moment.
I'd say I was like, I literally saw this. I'm like, and I just put two together. I'm like, this is like Luffy's like first legitimate like detrimental loss. I'm like, this is his canon event.
Yeah, this is definitely his canon event.
It's the canon.
And I think Luffy was so stunned.
He like got so stunned and he like passed out.
It just passed out, yeah.
Because he was so like overloaded with like grief and all the emotions, right? For once.
Yeah.
And it was just too much.
Obviously, while that was happening, Garp was right behind them, and I think if Sengoku did not hold back Garp
was ready to go in.
Was like, go in. Yeah. I think there was so much conflict with the Navy, like, especially Garp and Kobe, right?
Yes.
They know Luffy, like, they're like, praising him a lot, and they always joke about Luffy being like, oh, he's just like a pirate.
Okay, yeah, because also Ikainu being a dick was like just killing, like, I think going for a lot of random kills, but then I think Kobe tried to stop him at one point too.
Oh yeah.
And then
I mean, this is a war. Yeah. Like so many Navy officers were already down. Pirates were already down, but also they were trying to escape.
Yeah.
And just Kobe, I think he just knew.
Yeah.
Like, he knew this was had to stop.
Like, at this point, Luffy passes out, right? So I think Ivankov and Jinbei?
Ivankov and Jinbei, like, save him, basically.
Or Jinbei saves him. Yeah, I think Ivankov was, like, surprised. And I think Ikainu was about to go in for the kill. That's when I was like, Whitebeard, like, fucking wrecks him. I was like, this is what it is.
Oh, God. And it's so sad because Whitebeard's, like, at the brink of death as well.
Yeah, but doesn't he like activate his fruit on impact?
Yeah, on impact. Yeah. He actually splits the island. He like made sure everyone got on one side, the pirates, and then he just stayed on the other side with the Navy. And it's Whitebeard was the goat.
Yeah.
Absolute goat. Ooh, I have to sneeze.
Well, bless you.
Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Well, while Whitebeard was
being a badass
on the brink of death and being a badass, guess who comes in? Blackbeard. And I know you hate him.
I hate him. He's so useless.
Didn't I say in the beginning, I was like, watch out for him?
Like, at this point, it's like he's actually the most scummy pirate. In that
he's like a true pirate, though.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch like Pirates of the Caribbean and you see those scummy pirates, that's Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really interesting. What do you think about Blackbeard getting Whitebeard's powers?
Literally just comes in for like, he's like he's the KSer of like any video game. He just kills Soul.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, thanks guys. Thanks for doing all the damage. I got the kill. Or not the true kill, but he just took the power. And I was like, what?
He took the power, yeah.
I mean, they just covered him in black and he just got it. And I'm like, now I'm confused because they all said it. They're like, wait.
Now.
No one usually has 2 fruits.
2.
But he has 2.
No. Yeah.
Which means he can handle, or now I'm confused with the whole, like, is that real? And no one just did it? Or maybe some people did it and couldn't do it, so he could, I don't know. But he has the will of D, right?
He sure does.
So, I don't know if that plays a role.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, screw Blackbeard.
I mean, Whitebeard was talking to Blackbeard a little bit before they, like, stabbed the shit out of him.
He said, no longer my son. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's just like, I think he's like thinking about Goldie Roger and like Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
And one Whitebeard's just like, you're not it. You're not him.
You're not him.
You're not him. But his one line, Whitebeard's like, One Piece is real. And that's where the broadcast came back.
That's when the broadcast came back. And it literally was the resurgence of the pirate era again, is what it feels like. He's like, by the way, confirming, yes.
Yeah, it's real.
Because it's been years, right? Like, years. Like, decades.
Oh, yeah, years.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, 2 decades for sure. Because what? Ace is like 20.
20. He's 20.
He's 20 right now?
21. Yeah.
Yeah.
21. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Luffy's like...
No.
Yeah.
No, he's 21.
Yeah,
Ace is 21. Yeah. It's just like... What do you think Sengoku's so scared of? Because there's a moment where Sengoku's like, his face is just like, oh, you gotta start this again. Like, it's in shock. It's just like, Whitebeard's like saying what Roger has said all along.
Yeah, because it's been so long that Roger said it, but then after a while, it's like no one's found it, no one's done anything.
Yeah.
And of course, I think like just Whitebeard confirming it. It's just. I think it's just like the age of piracy kicking off again is probably what he fears, right?
It's changing up.
Yeah. It's
changing up. But it's just really sad.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the panel where Whitebeard dies, standing up. May I add?
No coward. No, what is it called? He didn't get any stabs in the back. I think that's what it was.
No.
All wound, like no wounds of retreat. I think that's what it was. Something like that.
Yeah. He had like the final panel of him was just like, oh yeah, he had X amount of stabs, bullets, like.
Oh, let me read this. I think I found it.
Yeah.
It was stabbed and slashed 267 times, shot 152 times, and hit by cannonballs 46 times.
That's crazy?
That was badass. I was like, that's insane.
That is just crazy. I think you need a breather. Whitebeard's just the GOAT. It's just crazy.
I was like, dang, two crazy deaths, honestly. I only expect, for some reason, I just didn't think that Whitebeard, I knew Whitebeard was going to die. I just didn't process how like, oh yeah, he could die like now.
Like now.
And he's going to.
Yeah. Shanks pulls up, saves Kobe.
Oh, that's what it was. Akainu was about to...
Yeah, Akainu was about to smack the
Kobe
shit out
at this
Kobe.
point. And then Shanks just comes in like a baller. He's like, hey, stop.
There's a joke going around. Still, is that everyone's like, oh, here comes Shanks pulling up every 500 chapters. I think you're kind of getting it because you haven't seen him in a long time.
I haven't seen him in like 250, I think.
Yeah.
Because last time we saw him was seeing Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Throwing his hockey around, apparently.
Yeah. Hey, he does throw it around. But yeah, he saves Kobe. He tells Sengoku, he's like, let me just take these 2 bodies. Let me do like a proper funeral. We've lost so many people on both sides, basically. The Navy's has to rebuild this island. I think both sides has destroyed this headquarters so badly that I don't think you can even see any buildings left.
Yeah. At this point, did Luffy get rescued?
Yeah, by law. Yes.
Who's a surgeon?
Yes.
I'm surprised.
He sure is. And then I think it's interesting that Shanks hasn't seen Luffy in 10 years.
Yeah. And at this point, he could have gone to see Luffy, but even he, or someone, I forgot who mentioned it, but even he was like, no.
One of Shanks' like pirates was like, don't you want to see him?
He's like, no, I can't. Out of respect.
I mean, their deal was that Luffy brings back that hat to him when he's the greatest pirate.
He held the hat at that point too.
Yeah, he did.
And he gave it back to Law and gave it so they could give it back to Luffy again.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah. But yeah, you saw Ben Beckham, who is part of Shanks' crew.
Yes.
Pulls up to probably one of the quickest admirals they have and was like, hey.
Yeah, it was like Kizaru. And he's like, don't. Straight up.
As a gunsman, he just pulling up casually.
Again, the crew levels are insane. The power levels is insane.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, they've snuck in the 4 emperors, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. And I think you've seen their names, like Kaido.
And then I think they only mentioned Kaido.
Kaido, okay.
They've mentioned
Kaido
there's one more.
Shanks.
Yeah. Shanks, Whitebeard was the other one, and then one more, I think.
Yeah. So they're in the New World.
Yeah.
And then you think about navies, and there's like a fleet admiral, admirals, vice admirals, captains, so forth. And then you think about the pirates that are with the navies, 7 warlords, and how their like power levels are.
Emperors are on another level.
Emperors are definitely on another level. And then you get a kid like Luffy, who's just this
going off,
chaos, wreaking havoc,
doing things that everyone agreed not to do, but like unspoken rules, right? He's just breaking all of them.
He's just and I don't know. I just like, did you feel like you were going to see Luffy just like absolutely go crazy?
Yes.
And just like power. Did you think he was going to power up before reading this?
No.
Just thinking about Impel and like Amazon Lily.
I thought he was going to, but then he didn't.
Yeah.
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 Which I think that also is a good indicator of like he's currently at this level, right?
Yeah.
So.
He's currently at this sad level. Grandma was right. He was an ant in this war.
Ant compared to everyone. Yeah.
Compared to everyone. But yeah, this arc was just,
the war's done.
So much. The war is done. Unfortunately.
The impending battle. I was like, dang, that's crazy. Because even Shanks told Whitebeard not to do this, right?
Yeah.
And then, dang, so much.
I mean, they lost 2 really big, powerful people in this arc. Can't imagine where Luffy's gonna go after this.
Nope.
No. But do you have any other thoughts?
This is a wild ride. This is so good. This is a good
Hasn't
arc.
it been wild for you?
Yeah.
It's been wild for you.
This is crazy. This is like 600 chapters. I was like, dang. Almost 600. This is like under 600 or so.
That's under, yeah.
Yeah. So it's so good.
You're at like 55%. You're
Thank
about
you for the
55,
percentage
60%.
check. Appreciate it. I wait for it at the end every time just to make sure.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting really close. And things are being like revealed to you. And I'm just so excited.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's so good. More. I really am. I enjoyed this a lot. I read this nonstop. This is the first time in a while that I'm like, yep, got it.
We keep
Not the first
going.
time, but this is like definitely a continuation from like Impel Down.
Impel Down. Oh, yeah. Now you're going to have to watch it.
I want to watch this. I want to watch like the last 3 arcs, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
So
I know why you want to watch Amazon Lily.
What? Don't worry about it. That's another arc. We're on Marineford right now.
But yeah, this was a wild ride. Harrison, I'm so happy you got here. This is probably one of the best arcs.
This is probably one of the most
far.
popular arcs, right? I would assume.
Yeah, it is.
I could see why, but yes.
I go back and rewatch this arc all the time.
Oh, really?
All the time.
Damn.
Yeah. It's just good. But yeah. I mean, you have too many. There are a lot of questions, I think, that I can't answer.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to keep.
Blackbeard and Hockey and yeah.
We'll get to it.
Crazy.
We'll get to it.
Shanks, say goodbye. You're not seeing him for a while.
I know. Another, like, what, 250, 500 chapters?
Yeah.
Cool. Got it.
Cool. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, and Facebook. That was weird to say, X. It's Twitter. At NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. And subscribe. Big red button below me. Comment down below how far you've gotten in Marineford. If you watched it. Give us episodes for Harrison to watch. Yeah.
Or what, yeah. Just let me know what's the hype ones you're interested in. I'm still going to watch at this point, most likely.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.